Hi guys and girls, so at Upstart last year I came across an interesting guy called Sacha who runs a company called Prime Computer, and they caught my attention, and we got talking and I managed to get hold of one of their latest products for review. It's called the Primebook Circular, and I got one here right in front of me. So here it is, and on the surface looks like a nice looking laptop as you'd expect from a new laptop, but actually behind the surface there's quite a lot more going on with this computer, which I wanted to show you a little bit about. So Sacha was kind enough to inform us at Upstart in his talk that it's a shocking figure actually, that 53 million metric tons is produced in e-waste every year. Only 17% of that is recycled, so the rest of it's going into landfill, which is terrible for the planet, terrible for the people around those landfill sites. So this is basically what Prime is trying to do, and amongst many other features with the computer, the fact it's actually built better, so lasts longer, and it's actually more energy efficient generally. One of the big kind of differences, and probably one of the biggest selling points with this unit, is that you can actually swap out the parts. So let me just show you how that works. So here on the back of the device, you can see here through this little kind of mesh window here, some of the recyclable parts. Those parts can be swapped out. So you can see the screws here. You can just basically undo the screws and get in yourself. So if you've got a little bit of basic knowledge, if you're born in the sort of 80s or earlier, you can probably do this in your sleep. You can essentially just buy a new chip, which has got things like the processor, Bluetooth, RAM, etc. And you can upgrade that. So they'll actually take the old chip back and give you a credit on future purchases as well. So if you're really not comfortable doing that and you want someone else to do it, they have a program coming soon where they're going to be letting you take this to a partner, and they'll do it for you, or you can send it back to Prime. So if you're a large organization buying these, for example, then you can do it that way. Okay, so if we drill down a bit into some of the tech details here, into what is making this circularity possible. Inside here, you have an Intel Nuke Element chip, and it looks a little bit like this. And essentially what this chip is doing is it's giving Prime Computer the capability to produce a truly modular device. So what they've done is they've taken all the typical components of a computer. You've got the RAM on there, you've got the Wi-Fi device as mentioned, you've got the processor, even the SSD drive is contained within that chip. So if you want to upgrade your computer when the time comes, you just essentially replace that one chip, and that's obviously a lot cheaper than replacing the entire notebook. So this is quite revolutionary in this space. Prime reckons this is extending the life of the computer up to 10 years. In addition to that, they're also actually vouching for 3 years of climate neutrality, 100% climate neutral with every purchase. And how they're doing that is both in the devices themselves being much more efficient, but also then carbon offsetting for the rest. So this is great for individuals, but fantastic for companies that have SDG goals, sustainable development goals, because every device you're purchasing basically comes with a commitment of 3 years, 100% climate neutrality. So let's have a quick look at some of the actual specs on the device itself. So you've got here on the side, you've got headphone socket, USB, that's USB 8. You've got the Ethernet socket there, and you've got a Kensington lock as well built in. You've also got the fingerprint scanner for Kensington 2, which works with Windows, and infrared that lets you use face recognition as well. So on the other side here, you've got USB-C with Thunderbolt 4, which lets you use an external monitor if you want to. Full-sized HDMI socket, which is nice to see there. Always a pain having to fiddle around with adapters and stuff. Mini display port, and you've got another USB, so that's 2 USB sockets, one on the other side and one here, USB 8. So yeah, in terms of the actual trackpad, you've got this glass trackpad, which I've been testing a little bit, and super nice, super sensitive. I'm quite fussy with my trackpads, and this one operates really nicely. The keyboard's really nice. It's backlit, of course, as well. So the screen here is a 3K screen. It's touchscreen, so yeah, very easy to use and operate. And the computer itself comes with Windows or Linux. So the casing here is made out of aluminium. It's really solid. I really like the feel of this. It's pretty light as well. It's a nice weight actually, but feels solid. All the parts inside the laptop are really built for durability. So on this particular unit, there's a 3-year warranty with an optional extension for 2 years. So you can go up to 5 years on this. So they're sourcing some of the parts from UK and Switzerland. So I really like the kind of mindset of this company, that they're trying to produce a product that actually is designed to last, as opposed to what seems to be the case these days, which companies are building computers almost deliberately so that they break and you have to buy a new one. So thanks a lot to Prime for letting me play around with this unit today. If you want to know more, you can head over to primecomputer.co and you can find out a bit more about them. They have a range of different devices, not just this notebook, but they also have workstations, mini PCs, and servers and IoT devices and things like that. So definitely check them out. I think this is somewhat of a no-brainer for both consumers and businesses. And it's certainly great to see a company that's doing things for the environment and building products that are meant to last and actually making a positive impact on the planet.